What's happening? What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing today? We are live. Live at 6. Oh, it's not even 6 yet. I'm actually early this time. I'm usually like a few minutes late. So don't forget, go up into the chat and change it from top to live chat so you can see everybody, not just the top ones. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe. Appreciate that, fun side. How's everybody doing on this weekend? Hopefully good. Good to see everybody. It's been a wild week, but I think everybody here on the homestead is punching through, and everybody here's a whole lot better for it. So remember, guys, I'm doing a membership thing with YouTube right now. They're basically just teaching us all the odds and ends of YouTube membership and stuff like that. So starting on the 20th of August, we're going to start giving away for our members only $100 every month to a member. That'll help to go towards anything. But just make sure that if you're a member that you do have Cash App, because I think I'm going to do it from Cash App first. I think it's just the safest way to do it right now. And then we might figure something else out after that. But most everybody has a cell phone. Cash App is free. So just make sure that you have that. We do have, I think we have 27 members at the moment. So let me go through here real quick and check it. I just want to tell everybody that's a member, I appreciate every single one of you. We're going to start with a very big thank you to Fun Size Lady, Shannon Cat, Linda W. 1956, Brandy Stevens 805, Donna W. M8J, Penny Cedrus 2528, David Roberts Robert S2B, Minnie Joliffe, Southern Gal 7899, T Appalachian Slang, TX Kit Kat 1307, Mr. Snapper 1D, Cole Thomas 6872, David Gooch 9882, Monica McCoy 11, Sheldon Brewer, Zach Vic 513, Brittany Bishop Q4Y, Kathy Charger Cat, Vic Man Zakhar, it's Zakhr, Zakhar, Anthony F4439, Melissa Nelson 1975, Peggy Sue, Helen Bird 831, and then our newest ones is Julie Martin J3S and Melodine W8N6N. So those are all of our members at the moment. So I appreciate every single one of you. Oh, Lady Jess was in the comments not too long ago saying that she is willing to give you guys or give away to somebody a free pair. I think they're slightly used. She said that she can clean them and stuff like that, but it at least gives you a base. She bought, but they don't fit. So if somebody is wanting a pair that's not, you'll have to explain on here. Have you tried to use them, or did they just not fit with the fitting tray? Are they still in good, like, new condition, or did you try to heat and mold them? Just kind of let everybody know. I say slightly used at the moment, but I'm not exactly sure. She left a comment the other day, and if nobody's wants them and gives a PO box number to get them, then let's see. Yeah, please post a PO box or safe address that I can ship them to. So Steve is saying she got the top fitting pretty good. The bottom won't fit over the bottom ridge yet, but I'm trying to be patient. Heck yeah, that's good. Oh, did you say is everybody able to hear me at the moment? Because Mike McCain said that he's unable to hear. Let me see this for a second. Steve is saying she got the top. Oh, yeah, it's working. The bottom one. Okay, my mic's working. I checked it on here. So I know that whenever we did our giveaway, we had a bunch of people on here, a bunch. And there was a few different people that had asked me that since I used the brand new pair and I still had my old pair, they had asked, there was a few people that almost begged if they could just get my old pair and they would work with them. So I'm sure there's somebody out there who wouldn't mind having it and would like to give it a shot. So make sure that if you're somebody out there who can't afford it and you want to at least give it a shot with some slightly used ones, you can get with Lady Jess 3937 or 3957 and get hers. We have had people that said that I think you explained in more detail on the comment, if I remember right, why they didn't fit. But we have had people who they didn't fit right off the bat, and they worked on them a little bit and stuff and got them to fit. So, did you get a new pair, or is it just kind of like I'm just not even gonna do it? Shannon Cat says I had to really take to the bottom with the Dremel. I'm getting close. Was going to work on them today, but had something else. Gotcha. There's been a few of those. There has, and I feel for it because there's people who have certain bone issues, things that happen where because of bone loss, one side's bigger than the other, or just certain medical conditions, spurs, things, and these typically fit most, and that's what I always try to tell people is they're good for most, and they're fairly easy for most. But there are people who they just have a very uneven ridge, or it's bigger in areas where it's not in others, and they struggle with it pretty bad. And we've had quite a few people actually do a bunch of extra work on them, like with dremeling and things like that, and we've had testimonials on these lives of some people doing a bunch of extra work to get them to fit. And I hate that you have to do the extra work, but it is a pretty nice base. You know what I mean? With the teeth and the acrylic, I mean, it's a good base to start with that no other DIY denture has. And like if you were to go to get Jesse Dent or Denture Way or something like that on Amazon, that's a full DIY denture set, then it's a lot of work. It's a lot of DIY work. But you're not going to get your teeth looking this good, like this straight. But because it has the teeth into the acrylic, it's got a nice base set to it. So like even if you're forced to do a little bit of extra work, I think it's just going to be a better overall look still than what you would get with a full DIY set, unfortunately. Although, I've talked to some people who really like that DIY set that I made, that Jesse Dent one, because they say that it looks more natural than being completely straight like these ones are. And sometimes that's just what people are into, is they want a more natural look. Because these on me kind of look like I've had braces and stuff and had a lot of dental work done to get them super white. So I get why some people want to have a more, crooked smile, crooked teeth in certain places and stuff, and have a more natural look to them. See, they can take the used ones, remove the gum material, and order more of the Easy Denture. Yeah, the Easy Denture gums. Yeah, that's what I was just saying too. Is that where the teeth and the acrylic itself are really what you're buying here. that make these better than anything else. I think personally, that's the best part of them. If it was just the fact that it was easy to mold to your mouth and stuff like that, then Easy Denture would be the one that I'm promoting. But I think these ones just look better, and the structure's better because it's more of a long-term denture. And Easy Denture, I think, even says on their videos that it's just a temp denture. Yeah, you can just, if you're worried about sanitation, I agree, you can just remove all the heat mold stuff. And I've got a video showing you guys that, how to remove the heat and mold, how to put the Easy Denture stuff on, and so you guys can go back to my videos and just watch the whole thing. So if somebody just wants a free pair to try out and wants to follow that video and change the heat and mold and stuff out, like, you have a pretty good example on there on how to do it. You bought a Dremel set from Harbor Freight for $6. That's awesome. That's a pretty good deal. I've got a Dremel set at my house and I paid like $100 and something for it. But is it a Dremel? Is it a Dremel like tool, or is it a, because Dremel is a brand. Dremel's typically expensive, but what are they called? I can't think of what the tool is called. Everybody just calls them Dremels. Says I'm just gonna go to Affordable Denture and have a hard reliner on my old ones. Just serious about getting away the new ones. Mediums away. Yeah, and if nobody claims them today and has anywhere that you can send them, then I'm actually going to get a P.O. box next week. I've been planning on getting one, and I'll just have you send them to me, and I'll eventually find somebody. I will. I'll find somebody. I've been talking to every time I go and ship out a giveaway, I ask them about the P.O. boxes. Every single time. And I just haven't pulled the trigger on getting one. I need to. There you go. TT says, I'll take them. If you're serious. Good. That's awesome. That's cool. I actually emailed Affordable Denture last week or the week before that to see if they wanted to do some sort of a promotional type video on their stuff, but I'm waiting to hear back from them. I'd like to see, but I like these enough that I don't want to spend my own money on them, so I'd have to work something out with them. It's kind of a hit or miss with Affordable Denture. I've heard some are really bad and some are good. So it just kind of depends on where you go. There you go, TT. You and Lady Jess work that out and get somewhere they could send it to. Maybe you guys can email each other and figure that out on the offside, so you don't have anybody. You're not putting it here in the chat or anything. Deborah Hill says, I had trouble when I first got mine, hurt my mouth, and I worked on them until they felt good. It took about 3 weeks for them to feel good. Now that's good, and that's what I love to hear. I always tell people, like, you're not going to get these right off the bat. And there's so many people who try it, they don't get it to work, and then they don't have the patience to keep working on it. Like, mine took about a week to get perfect, and you can get them perfect, but it just takes a while of working different parts until you get it just right. So that's awesome. Are you talking about, Shannon Cat said the problem was you fit the mold, but the dentures seem longer. I think I have a thing here. I can't remember where my... One second. Give me 1 second. think these might be, I keep everything around here. I think these might be the medium. Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, I think the green ones are the medium trays, aren't they? I don't know why I still have medium trays. Did I not send somebody in the giveaway their trays? I think the green ones are the medium trays. But they should fit. The tray should fit. Oh, it is a little bit longer, isn't it, in the back? You can trim all that off the back. I was going to say, they told me that the tray fits perfectly with the teeth. So this little spot here that goes all the way around, that should be exactly where your teeth are. And it is when you look at it from here, because everything goes wider from there. But yeah, it is a little bit longer from the back side. Sativa says, I have a mini heat gun that I used. Yeah, I've actually had a couple people mention to me in the comments that heat guns are really good. I'll have to try that. I've always just used the boiling water because that's what you use with thermal beads and stuff. So, and that's what it says in the directions. So I've always just used the water. Yeah, it's really, you don't want to go on a live thing and post addresses and stuff, but I put my email on here before. This is kind of a safer group. It's kind of tight knit. Everybody kind of knows each other. So, I mean, if one of you guys wants to post your email, what you can actually do, and if somebody can show them how to do this, because I don't really know how to do it because I've never done it before, but I've had people reach out to me just using YouTube, and it sends it to my email. So there should be a place where you can go to on your YouTube and send it, and it'll just email them because your YouTube is connected to your Gmail. You can both email me if you feel safer. I can relay the message. Right, okay. Yeah, Fun Size Lady's awesome. She's on top of it. So what I like to do, Sativa said that boiling water is best for the whole thing. So I'm assuming what you're saying is the heat gun is better for the small parts. But I've gotten really, really used to, I'll get the water boiling hot, and I'll get a little measuring cup, just a little tiny measuring cup, and I'll start scooping it and pouring it to the one spot that I'm trying to fix. And that's how I fix all the little itty bitty spots. But if you could get directed heat on that one spot, it would be so much faster because you have to pour it over and over and over again until it finally starts to become malleable. It's just what I've gotten used to doing. It takes a lot of patience to do it the way that I do it. So you can actually, these teeth, instead of grinding them down, unless you're talking about hold on. Oh, just are you talking about grinding the back part? Because the teeth themselves, you can actually pull out. Get yourself a pair of pliers. Even if the teeth are too long to the back of your mouth, these are individual teeth that are inside an acrylic base. You can literally take a little pair of pliers and, I mean, it's going to take some wiggling and jiggling and pulling like crazy, but you can pop these teeth out, and you can even shore up the back even more. They are individual teeth. I pulled the front out of one of them, the front tooth. Ooh, Reached in the wrong thing. But I don't know if you can see. There's a, this is my old one. But there's some fix-it acrylic stuff right here. And that's because I pulled that tooth out. Because I kept pulling it from the front when I would pull it out. And I ended up pulling that front tooth out. So these teeth are all individual. If you want to shorten it up from the back forward, you can pull out the back teeth and then cut those off too. I wouldn't grind the teeth down. I'd just pull them out and save them. Plus, the less material in your way, the less it's going to take. Joseph says, I just ordered my new teeth, upper and lower. That's awesome. Cool. We got the used set that's going to be going to TT. You'll have to tell us how that goes. That's getting figured out now. Got a couple people helping with the Dremel situation. That's awesome. The arch is too long. Do I have to heat them first? You can just cut the arch out. I mean, the arch is, if you go all the way to the back, you can see that well, this is this pair. I haven't actually touched this one up. I've still got, because the arch part, it'll gag you. But I cut mine in. That way it doesn't gag me. But if you were to like go all the way to the back, I mean, that's a lot of plastic back there. You can just cut it out. You can use a knife or a scissor. You can heat it up and use scissors. And that's awesome. That's what this whole thing's all about. Is just people helping each other out. That's awesome. TT, I'm happy for you. You know, since we started this whole thing and we started going live, and almost all of you didn't have anything for a long time, and now it's hard to find people on here who don't have them yet. That are continuous members, that are not just members, but people who are on here on a weekly basis that we all get to know. There's a few. So let me tell you about this. Here's some good news and some exclusive news for everybody that's on right now. And most of you guys already know because I've already made a video of it. But we are doing the next giveaway. I'm just waiting for them to come in the mail. We talked about on a couple lives how the last time we had one pair medium and we didn't have any larges for anybody, because nobody really voted for the larges last time. There was like 50 people that actually got in on the larges, and then like several hundred people that got in on the medium ones, and so it really wasn't that big of an investment for them to do. And then I was emailing them back and forth and letting them know that we had a lot of discussions throughout the last few weeks since we started doing that giveaway, up until the giveaway, about from a lot of people wishing that we had larges. And even in that video, there's still people who still asked for a giveaway for a large and stuff, even though that wasn't even part of it. So I let them know, like, there was interest this time for the larges, and if we could do a large, I think it would really help. So they're sending me a medium set and they're sending a large set. So there will be a giveaway of medium and large. And I like doing multiple ones anyways. I like them so much better than just giving away one pair. Like, I'd rather give away two pair, make two people happy, rather than one. We're going to do it a little bit different. On this next giveaway, there will be no more being nice because I don't want to write all these down. And I always tell people there's these rules. You have to follow these rules because I want to take those and I want to enter them into a thing on the computer. And I want to be able, because you can do where these things online where anybody who says this is entered into this, and you can basically put that. So you'll have to put in exactly what I tell you to put in. If you put any extra, it won't add you in on it. So just FYI, you'll have to follow the rules, and I'll try to clear it up. I've tried to clear it up in the last one. I'll try to clear it up even more, and just say, if you want to leave extra comments on top of it, leave that one, and then leave your extra comment to the side. And then just in case that doesn't work, I'm going to keep track of it on an Excel program as well, and try to do a randomized Excel program thing. But I want everybody to, just because all I want is like the giveaway M or giveaway L. It makes it so much easier, especially when you're giving away two. Which I might make just two different videos, like a giveaway for the medium and a giveaway for the large. That way, I can just have the one thing in there. The only thing is a lot of people that need a medium will try to get a large just to try to get it, even though it's not going to fit. Because a lot of people want to just get something that they can at least try, and I get that. But I'd rather you only be entered in for one that's the size that you're going to get, and that it goes to somebody who can actually use them. Because if you've got a small mouth and you try to just force a large into it, it's just not going to work. And that could have went, and then you'll get frustrated and toss it out, and that could have helped somebody else out. So I'm trying to safeguard those little things. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of people out there that will enter just to enter. And we've found that out by the last two giveaways had a winner in each one of them that we'd never seen him on any Sunday Lives. They just entered in, and then I gave them 24 hours to comment back. Never commented back or anything like that. They got on, entered just to enter, and that was pretty much it. And I'm trying to give these to somebody who's going to use them, who's going to enjoy them, and it's going to change your life a little. You know what I mean? I don't want them to just go to somebody just to go to somebody. Like, I want them to be somebody who's going to need them. It's hard to do that on the internet when everything's so anonymous and so open. It's hard to do all that stuff, but that's why we try to do these rules and safeguards just to minimize that type of thing. That's why I do the 24-hour thing, because if somebody's just on YouTube here and there, and then they see the video and they enter in, and then they're not going to be on for another like several days, like I don't want to sit here and wait on them only for later on. I want to get these out to somebody. So Lady Jess, it's good to see you on here though, and it's good to see you helping somebody out. I mean that we're all about on this channel, all about helping each other out, and trying to just do good. And I think everybody in here that's on here every weekend is just good people, really good people. So that's awesome to get another good person in here, and you know what, you're one of them people that you got them, was hoping that they worked for you. You're figuring out that they don't work for you, or you don't have the, whatever it takes to, maybe you could make them, but you've got your game plan set, and you're just like, here, let's give them to somebody else. That's awesome, because I guarantee you there's a lot of people who have bought these, tried to use them, can't send them back, and they just throw them in the trash because they don't work for everybody. They work for most people, but there are just going to be people out there who they just don't work for, and that's unfortunate, but it's true. I salute you a ton. I really do. So anyways, the giveaway will be here, and I don't know how I want to do I don't know how I want to do that yet. I think I'm going to hide the giveaway in a video. That way it'll be a little bit more serious too, and people who are actually long form viewers will actually see it, because I have a couple videos from remember the very first giveaway? I made a couple other videos, one where I'm sitting in my truck just kind of talking about stuff, and then towards the middle of it I was like, oh yeah, if you want a second entry, go ahead and put I want to be entered in a second time. To this day, I still get comments from people saying they want to be entered in a second time in that video. And what that is showing me is people are actually watching the video all the way through, and they're watching it towards that part. So I think it's really cool hiding giveaways in videos, because then people that are being entered in are actually watching the entire thing because they need it, because they're interested, because they want the information, instead of somebody just coming along because the video says giveaway and just waiting for the rules, putting their comment in, and then moving forward. You know, it's I think more serious people enter in those types of videos. So I think just make sure that you guys are watching the videos, watching along, because I think on this one I'm going to do a one entry and a second entry, and both of which are going to be hidden in future videos. So like middle of the video type of thing. Donna says she wants her extra entries to be given to somebody. For sure. One YouTube gift. You know what? That reminds me. We're being shown how to do all this stuff for memberships, and I'm gonna have to go back through the video that we had, the last boot camp video that we see. So YouTube's getting on with. There's several of us on YouTube that this year have been statistically shown as a growing channel and prime for memberships is basically what it was. And they picked like a large group. I don't remember how many. It's less than 100, I think. I think it might even be less than 50 of the YouTube channels this year that are growing faster than other YouTube channels. So we're statistically higher, and that's all because of you guys, honestly. So they want to keep people on the platform rather than going to Patreon and things like that. I used to have a Patreon. In fact, I have videos from back in the day that still promote the Patreon. I've never been on it. I haven't been on it in years. So I hope nobody ever gets on those. They're the 3D printing one, the 3D printing videos where I like promote a Patreon, but I don't even have a Patreon anymore. But if people become members, they want to do it here, and they want us to do more membership style stuff, so members only type stuff. They want to do more behind the paywall. I have a hard time setting up a paywall on people, because that's one of the first things that we talked about at the very beginning of this whole thing was a lot of people can't afford life right now. You know what I mean? Let alone trying to be a member month by month by month. And I totally get that. That's why we changed our lowest membership to being $1.99 instead of being $5, because I want to give everybody a chance for something, and I want to give my members who are here and dedicated a chance at something. So that's why we're going to be doing the $100 giveaway for now, and then once we get 50 members, we'll be starting to give away. I haven't decided if we're just going to change from the 100 to a free pair of these every so often, or because I want to do the $100 every month to somebody that's a member. But I want to get to certain goals in the membership too, where every time we reach a goal, we do a members only giveaway for a pair of these Now Dentures as well. So, and that's all something Now Dentures is more than willing to work with us on and stuff too. So I think that's great. I'm also pretty excited to finally get some sort of a little commission off of the whole thing, because I've been promoting them like crazy. I actually went through my YouTube and I broke down all of the money that I've made them in views and like free advertising and stuff like that. And they agreed like it's good. It's a lot. So they finally were just like, now your YouTube BM, the whole YouTube BM code that you put in for your $10 off, I get $10. But it's like I'm never gonna know how much they actually owe me or anything, because it's all in the honor system. Like I have no way to check it. So they're just basically, when they sell one and somebody uses my code, they're gonna give me $10 for it. So I don't even know how that's all gonna work. I gotta kind of finalize all that stuff, but it should be up now. Should be going now. And they took 2 of my shorts and made them ads, which is weird. So I've got one of them. Well, no. They took one of my review videos and made it an ad. The one that I sent them for their website. Because I was watching a video the other day and suddenly I was staring at myself as an ad. And then they have another one of my shorts that's an ad. It's always weird. Oh wait, everybody's talking. I'm getting behind. Do we get to keep the extra entries you give me for the new surprise giveaway? No. No, any entries that have been put in right now they don't carry over to each giveaway. You have to put in a new entry for the new giveaway. That's how every one of them works. But Donna was saying something about that, or was it Donna or Shannon? I don't remember which one of you just said it a second ago about giving yours away. That's because my members always get more. They get 5 entries on the giveaways rather than just one. Howard Daggett says, I wish I could afford. That's fine. That's why I don't make such a big deal out of it, and I don't try to push it too hard every weekend, like a lot of other people do. Fun size lady says it's about time. Yeah, it's about time I get a little bit of a kickback. Something. It'd be nice. Yeah, Shannon, you're right. And that's the problem. And one of the biggest things that I always defend on my comments is I have a lot of people saying, just look at the Better Business Bureau or look at the reviews on Amazon or look at the reviews here, and you'll see that it's not really a good product. And it's like, that's because most people think it's just going to be a pop them in and they're going to work. That's what they're kind of advertised as. And it's not that simple. You have to spend more than, like everybody said in here, even if they are the work, you still got to spend about a week getting them perfect. Basically, I think at the least you're going to spend a week getting them perfect. If you have to do more work than that, then it's going to take you more work than that because everybody's mouth isn't the same. So fortunately, most people that do buy them have a pretty easy trip with them, and it takes about a week, and then they work fine. But then there are those few that have those issues where they have to do a bunch of extra work to them. But you can do the extra work and get them to fit. Yeah, it's $2.99 on Apple because Apple charges a lot more. They got to get their cut from everything. So don't do Apple. Use a non-Apple product to become a member if you ever become a member. Blah, blah, blah. Donna, did you use an Apple to do it? Because it will be more expensive. We were having that talk the other day, and I didn't know why. And then on our membership boot camp, they told us to tell people not to use Apple products because it costs more on an Apple product. Minnie says, "Hey, Minnie." Yeah, Dr. Jaffe's is a little misleading, and so is the guy. The guy from Easy Denture does the same thing on his. They both have teeth, and they both just kind of try to show how to use it, and that's why I love that. Now Dentures and Jaffe's trying to promote it through me rather than on themselves because then I can answer a lot of the hard questions and put those in the videos and stuff. Because even Easy Denture does that. There's a video of the Easy Denture guy where he's taking him, putting him in boiling water, just shoving him in, and he's like, "That's just that simple." And it's like, no, not even the Easy Dentures aren't that simple either. Like both of them, if you want to get a perfect fit, you have to work at them a little bit. Good thing about these ones over the Easy Dentures is the Easy Dentures the whole thing bends, so you can really form them to how your mouth is. But the better part about these are going to last you longer. They look better. They don't have that matte finish that's like sandpaper in your mouth. Like there's a lot. These are so much better, I think. And I got a fly buzzing around here. And I think the reason why they do that, I don't think it's really them being misleading or being trying to be dishonest in any way, because we've talked multiple times about me trying to make a video that cuts down to like 10 minutes. They would rather have like a make it video that's only 10 minutes long. And the last one that I made, they were trying to get me to cut it down really hard. And I was like, listen, you really can't. Like, all the information that you have to put into this to get these to work, this, it's going to be a lot better for you guys if I do it honestly and show people exactly how this is done, rather than trying to shorten everything down, because people are going to miss steps and they're going to think that I'm being dishonest with them. And then on that one video where my camera cut out for like 20 minutes of the making process, and I ended up putting that as a little caption. I don't know. I don't remember what was cut out in that or not. But I've even had people get on there and be like, I hope in that amount of time. And I think that was like, I think in that part, I was like adding hot water to little parts and like kind of showing you how to get it a little bit more perfect. And then that part just kind of cut out, which would have been nice to have in there. It would have been an extra 20 minutes to an already 45-minute video. But sometimes you need that. I think it's more important and better if somebody is able to get their product in, and rather than just having the directions, getting their product in, being able to go to a video and just follow along step by step. And the first video I made was I don't like it anymore. I've kind of debated taking it down, merely because I throw both of them in the hot water at once and go, and that's only because of my experience. I've done these multiple times, so it's a lot easier for me to put both of them in, get them both hot, and then do them. But I don't advise anybody doing them like that. I say do them one at a time. Don't follow along with that part. So in the second one, I was really quick to say, make sure that you're only doing one at a time, and I showed the video of making it only one at a time. It's so much better to do it that way. But I have a feeling that there's probably been a few people who've watched that first video and just piled them both in and probably got frustrated with it, But that's kind of the mistake of being on YouTube and having experience with something and then just wanting to try to make a shorter video. And that's kind of why I did the two at once, was to try to get a shorter video. But I think they're both 45 minutes anyways, so it would have just been better to do one at a time. They should, Mike. They should. That would be cool if you could go to their website and just see the lives, if they would promote them. I might have to tell them that they are going to make a tag. So if you have enough people on YouTube, enough subscribers, you can get into the shopping thing where, like, if you basically buy something from Amazon or buy something from Walmart or something, you can make a video about it and then you can tag that product in it so people can actually just click on that. And there for a long time, Walmart was the only one that had a Now Dentures tag, and it was only for the top. So in order to get some sort of a commission, I was tagging everything that had Now Dentures with that product tag, but in the video I was still telling people go to Denture Rescue, because it was more expensive from Walmart than it was from Denture Rescue. I was telling everybody, go to Denture Rescue to get these, especially if you need a full pair. Don't go to this place, but just in case, I had it on there. Because a lot of people don't want to go to another website and try to order something from it. Even if it's a little bit more expensive, people will just click on the tag. And I actually sold like $4,000 worth of uppers just by having the Walmart tag on it. So I told them, like, you're missing out on having a tag with your product on it from your website that, you know what I mean? Like, it would automatically apply a commission. And then a lot of other people who want to make money on YouTube, who are making YouTube videos and stuff, other not influence, but creators, other makers, people who make YouTube videos, will be more inclined to make videos for you and promote your product if you have some sort of a commission. Because I don't know how many times I was like, I don't know why I'm doing all this free advertising for them. They're just reviews for me telling you about this. And then they were so life changing for me, I wanted to give that experience to somebody else. But after a while, you start looking at all the stuff that you've made and all the video footage that you've made and stuff, and you start thinking, man, I've done a lot of this, and I haven't really gotten much recompense back for it. You know what I mean? They're just getting a ton of free advertising. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Will you bring me the? Okay, thank you. So, anyways, they're gonna make a tag now that I can go through and put on all of my videos, and then you can click on it and it'll go straight to Denture Rescue. So no more putting the denturerescue.com on it. You can just click on the tag. It'll be a whole lot easier and nicer. So sorry, I haven't even been watching the my wife's so nice. Look at this spaghetti. Will you take that?
We got a table? Oh my god, the ice machine! What?
Oh man, I hate flies. They get in through the back door where the dogs come from. Every time I let them in and out, it sucks.
Look at these mini cubes of ice. Oh yeah, that ice too. I told you that, so don't tell her. I'm thinking my kids are nervous.
Let's see.
Do you use a pick like this? Just rinse it off and you don't.
Lady said you got a ministry, helping folks and teaching many. I appreciate that. Ah, Donna's trying the C-Bon. See if it's, I love the C-Bon, and especially when you first get them done, because it just adds a little bit of cushion. I think it's nice. I still wear them at night. When I take mine out, I put the C-Bon in and put them back in, in case I want like a midnight snack or anything. Well, I mean, yeah, they don't carry over. We unfortunately we start every one of them over. There's a because if we didn't, there's a whole lot of other people with a lot more than 6 entries. I think we had one person because we had a nice little time on a YouTube live. This is why you guys got to come on the lives, because once the giveaway's in full swing, we'll do a live session one day where we'll let people buy extra entries and stuff. And there was one person who had I think like 20 or 30 entries, maybe more than that, and they got spread out amongst everybody. Like, so there's a lot more people with a lot more than 6 entries. Do y'all soak your teeth in water overnight? I do. I put them in water with those little cleaner tablets. Can you chew lettuce and rice? Yep. All the time. Lettuce was the first thing I started eating after getting them. Because it's just it's soft enough, but it's just crunchy enough that it's like that middle ground. So I was taking like little shreds of it and just kind of eating on it to get my bottoms used, because your bottoms seem more sore. They seem more sore than the top ones when they first get done. Yeah, 52 entries spread out. That's right. Mini. Somebody purchased up to like 52, and well, there was the ones that were purchased, and then there was the one because all the members had 5 and some of the members have already bought a pair, so they were giving away their 5 as well, and there ended up being handed out a lot of entries on the last one.
You guys got canceled that too? Yeah.
Believe me, it's a lot better that everybody on every giveaway starts at 0. I think the only ones that I ever carried over was the first giveaway. I let those carry over to the second giveaway. After that, I've just been clearing the board. We've had a lot of new subscribers and a lot of new entries, and that was kind of all the new people coming in need to have is just as much of a as much of a chance to win as everybody else, or else you're gonna get to the point where we're like 10 entries in or 10 giveaways in, and people are gonna have like 50 or 60 entries carrying over to the next one. It'd get out of control. And it'd be hard to keep track of. Yeah, because Jolie Minnie was giving stuff away. I use the same adhesive that I used on the top for the bottom. I don't use anything special. Yeah, the memberships are always extra entries on every giveaway. Yep. It's not that it's carrying over or anything. It's just if you're a member, you get 5 entries. And that would suck too if those carried over, because then you would, you know, we've had 4 giveaways, I think. So that would mean each person that's a member would have 20 if they all carried over. You know, it's not fair for everybody. I wish you'd do this more often, Jenny. Feed me like I'm a king. Just kidding. I do appreciate it though. That way I don't have to get up. She was getting hungry and I was getting hungry, and I was like, well, I gotta go live. And then I was like, well, you don't have to wait till I'm done before you can make food, because we're both kind of hungry. So one thing I did want to talk about too is, and I'll probably do this next weekend, and this will get people extra entries as well whenever it comes to the point where we make the giveaway video and stuff. But I didn't know that you could gift memberships. I had no idea. And that's one thing that they taught us, is that you can actually give away memberships to people. So a free membership for a month type of thing. So I think on this next one, on one of the next lives, I'm going to gift out some memberships to people so everybody can be a member. Or not everybody, but some people that have been loyal viewers that have been here all the time can be gifted a membership. And that'll give you extra, since it's for a month, and I don't think it'll take over a month to get to the next giveaway. But it'll get you the extra entries into it too. I was gonna say, I thought I seen Anthony in here. I read that and I was like, I think he's in here. Minnie, you're super nice. And the other thing too is, even if you've already bought a pair, um, you don't have to give your entries away to somebody. You might have somebody in your life that could afford them, or that could use them. You know what I mean? You might know somebody that's in your family that maybe you know that they have false teeth, and you may want to go to them and be like, hey, are those working good for you? And maybe you know somebody close to you that needs a pair. So I wouldn't be quick to just give them away. You might know somebody who might need them. And it's not, like I always tell everybody, I've had so many people ask if they could enter for like their husband, or enter for their this or that. It's like, just enter yourself, and you can, if you win, you can give it to them. You know what I mean? It's yours to do how you see fit. If you win. That's some good spaghetti today.
What?
That's some good spaghetti today. I don't know what it is about it, but it's good. It's hitting the spot.
That was pretty good.
A lot more than the tacos hit, or actually, I didn't have tacos. I need to just go back to having tacos when we go to that place. Their steaks aren't that good.
Oh, chicken tacos are always good.
You know, I think I know like three people. See, the thing about it is, a lot of people don't share that. A lot of people like kind of keep that stuff to themselves because of the stigma and things like that. But I actually know somebody that I work with that I thought about at. I don't know if she even knows about these or anything because I don't promote it at work because I don't want to promote myself at work and try to get people on and doing all that stuff. But I've been debating on going and telling her about it and seeing if it was something that she's interested in. But on the same point of like the stigma from one side, people not telling other people about it, I don't know if it would hurt somebody's feelings if I approached them and commented about it. You know what I mean? Like there's two different sides to that coin. So that's the only reason I haven't went up and just said something because I've talked about her before. She is not shy and come up and talk to you and be, you know what I mean? Like you can tell that it doesn't embarrass her or anything. You know what I mean? So I don't want to come up and point it out and then like hurt that relationship. That's exactly right, Fun Size. She made it with love. That's her first dinner she made since she's been back from Ardmore, and it's delicious. I'll tell you, when you've been with somebody for 20 years, it's a long time, and that person becomes every part of your life. Like seriously. And so even as something as simple as like uh, sleeping well at night, shit's hard to do. It's not like I sleep good anyways because she's always like pushing me to the edge of the bed and stuff. Like so it's not like I'm the best sleeper in the world, but at the same point like when that's gone, it's even harder to sleep. We push each other, I think. But not having that is hard. We don't go without being around each other very often. I think we're kind of our only friends. Right?
I mean, we've got some, but not that we hang out with a
We
lot.
have a few friends. Well, it's not like I don't want to hang out with the other friends either. It's just that I just don't. I don't want to. It's exhausting. I don't want to do anything. Donna, I think that's a great idea, and I debated that. Um, I was hoping it would just get through the grapevine, honestly, because the amount of subscribers that I get now and the extra money that I get from YouTube now um, has kind of gotten around to a few other people at work, and I don't know if it's a jealous fashion or if it's what it is. But there's been other people around who have started talking about the success that I've had with YouTube lately. And so I was hoping, since we all work around the same area, eventually she'd come ask me about it. You know what I mean? Because I'd be more than willing to help her. She's a great person. So, but I've told people in the kitchen too, because I'm a maintenance worker at a high school. There's a couple of ladies in the kitchen too that have come up and asked about it, because while I was going through this whole process, um, the person who was in charge of the kitchen, me and her were always like trying to find solutions together and stuff, and she was super cool, always helping me out with stuff. And so we turned around and returned the favor. So when I went through the whole process of getting my teeth pulled and all that different stuff, she obviously came up and talked to me about it a lot and told the other people in the kitchen. So, uh, pretty much everybody in there knows. And I've had a couple of them come up and ask, but not like, mostly, if I bought some, would you make them for me type of request. You know what I mean? Not really like, how do I get them? How do I do this? Blah blah blah. But it's mostly like, yours look really good. Uh, I would like to get some like that, but I could never do it by myself. If I got them, will you make it for me? And I tell them every time, like, this is just one of those things that you have to do for yourself, because it takes a lot of feel to get them right. Like, there is no way that I would be able to do them for somebody. I don't think. Will you grab me another bread? Thank you. The noodles kind of got cold. I think I'm just eating it too slow.
You were eating it too slow.
Yeah, that's exactly why. But I love the bread. Looks like I'm wearing lipstick now because spaghetti stains your lips. Anthony says, I've not found anything I can't eat. I'm the same way. I eat anything and everything. Like, if you ask, I'm going to say yes, because I haven't found anything. What about potato skins? I actually haven't eaten potato skins, but that would be easy because potato skins are fairly squishy. I think that one would be pretty easy. You'll be able to eat anything and everything. Holy Hallie, you're welcome. Appreciate you being here. Apricot seeds and Holy Holly, are you guys both brand new today? I don't think I remember seeing you guys. You'll have to forgive me if you're not new, because there's a lot of people in and out from time to time. Mike always with the he said tried chewing baked potato skins with my gums. Very disappointing. Yeah, that probably would be pretty disappointing. I said no, I know I can remove the last tooth. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm pretty sure you just have to pull them out. And I think it's going to take a little bit of muscle to do it, because these are in there really good. My first pair, I would have like adhesive in it and stuff, and I would just grab the front, and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull and finally get them out. And then it was about 2 weeks of doing it twice a day when it finally popped out. So I'm sure if you take a pair of pliers, grab a hold of the tooth, and grab a hold of the denture really hard, yeah, I'm positive you can wiggle the damn thing out. I'm half tempted to try it on here. Well, I don't think I have a pair of pliers anywhere. I'm a maintenance guy and I don't have a pair of pliers somewhere. That's because I don't take my work home. Oh, Anthony says I can't really bite into it. I think biting into the apple, you have to have a decent, for one, you have to have decent adhesive applied, because when you bite in the front, it makes the back part, like if you're biting in the front, it makes your back parts want to, actually it makes it want to go like that and detach. So I've bit into multiple apples and it worked fine, but I can see if you've had your adhesive in for a while and stuff, when you're kind of towards the end of its life, you wouldn't be able to chomp right into it. So it's not like an all day, every day type of thing. It's like mostly within the first half of the life cycle of your adhesive. You know what I mean? See, that's what I love to see. Apricot seed. That makes me feel good, because I think there's a lot of people out there in despair. When we first started doing these lives, that was basically what everybody was getting on here saying. Like, everybody. Like, I don't know what to do. And then as we all kind of learned more and more together and saw the benefits and everything of it all, a lot more people started seeing light at the end of the tunnel. And now there's multiple people in this live chat that have them and enjoy them. I think that's awesome. I can't wait till you get yours. Yeah, Lady Jess, I can't wait till TT receives them either. She's been a dedicated live person for a while now, so she's been on kind of every Sunday, I think for a couple months now, right? I'm excited for that. No, she will. I know she will. She enjoys this. I think TT likes being a part of the live. And that's, one of the great things is there's several of you guys that are in these now, and just like the live part, and there's been a couple giveaway recipients that were in the lives all the time, and then as soon as they got theirs, we never heard from them again. So here recently, the last couple giveaways have still been part of the lives. And I love that, because that's what we need, is people who have done it and can let us know how it's going. I'd say you guys are more valuable than I am, because there's a lot of people, since I make the YouTube video, they think that I'm working for Now Denture or something specifically. And so there's a lot of people who are conspiratorial about it. And some people just don't trust me because I'm the face in the video. So it's a lot better to hear from actual live people here that can talk about it too. And it's even better hearing people that are actually having to do more work to it. And then when you get it done in the end, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see how it all works out. Because like, even if they don't fit right away, you can put the work in and get them to work. Some people need to hear that. Yeah. Shannon Cat says people say they are experts or in the dental field and try to scare people away from DIY boil and bite by saying stuff like they will ruin your bone structure. Yeah, the biggest thing that I hear is your bite force will be off, and it'll hurt your jaw. I haven't heard anything about boil beads poisoning you. That's because that's just not true. If anybody says that, they're lying. Boil beads got their start in the dental industry, and they've been used in the dental industry for a long time. So that is just, if somebody tells you that the boil beads or the boil and bite stuff is going to poison you, then they're basically just fear mongering. But yeah, I think these are going to change a lot of people's lives, and if people really, really like them, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are losing money because of it. A lot of dentists and stuff that overcharge. The dental community is so overpriced now, it's ridiculous, and they don't want to lose that money. But the crazy part is like they don't want to lose that money, but then they don't treat people that need dentures like they don't treat them good. Like I've heard a lot of personal stories from people where the dentist just treats them like garbage. They'll get their teeth to a certain point where they don't fit perfectly. They just kind of fit, and then the dentist will be like, "Well, that's how it's supposed to be." You know what I mean? Like, and just treat them like crap. Like, I've heard a lot of testimonials like that. Just because their dentist is just done. They're done making it. You know what I mean? It's so weird. Ooh, excuse me. Right. Shannon says as if having no teeth because you can't afford them isn't going to mess up your bite force. That's so true. That was the biggest thing when I first started posting about these. One of the biggest comments that I got from people that were like big into dentistry and stuff, you could tell, was they would start talking about the bite force and stuff. And it's like, you can get the bite force pretty close if you work on, because you can tell how you bite. Like you can, I have most bite force over here. And if it's off at all, like it'll screw with you. So I had to add a little bit more in a few little spots just so I could get that bite force to feel right and even. And it does. So I mean, it's not like just because you're doing DIY that you can't get your bite force good. But if I didn't have teeth at all, man, my bite force would suck because I can't even put my gums together. Like there's a pretty big space. Like my jaw would come disconnected if I tried to get my gums to touch. So I wouldn't be able to bite anything anyways. I'd just be living on smoothies and such. Thank God for these, right? Thank God. I would look like I'm 20 years older and I wouldn't be able to eat anything. And instead, I can eat everything and I think I look good. I think I look better than I looked before I got my teeth pulled. Way better. I wondered that too, Sativa. That could be true. She said I could see that possibly with the easy denture since the bite force isn't aligned. Yes. I think these being as straight as they are, I think that it really helps with that. Janika said my sister has bad teeth, but she's determined to save them. She paid 5K. I was doing that too. I was determined to save them. I spent thousands until I finally, and it wasn't because of that I filed bankruptcy, but that was like a huge chunk. I got several root canals. It's just like I constantly had dental pain and constantly was going to the dentist because this was hurting and that was hurting, and it sucked. I finally just got to a point where, because I told him, I remember a long time ago I told him I wanted to have them all pulled, and he convinced me not to, and he convinced me to save them, and it cost way more than it should have cost. Finally, the next time that I started going in, I was just like, let's just pull them. Let's get a game plan and get these all out because I don't want them anymore. It costs way too much. He made two sets and neither fit for my mouth, but insurance just accept. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. If they're not going to be made right and they're not going to work, like, why should you have to pay for them? Or the insurance? Yeah. Steva says, crazy how much you have to spend to try and save, only to end up needing to have them pulled anyways. That's, yeah. You know how much money I spent on the. I spent a lot of money on the dentist. A lot. All for nothing. And you know what? I feel better. I feel like I look better and all that now. That, yeah, I know here in, uh, because I'm in my 40s, by the time I reach my 60s, I think I'll probably have a pretty flat uh, bottom ridge. And it'll be a lot harder to keep them in and stuff. But by that time, I'm going to be old and my kids will be out of the house and all that stuff, that I don't think it'll bother me all that much. Well, I'm hoping it doesn't. As long as the top are good. And as long as you have some ridge up to the side, and I have such a high roof on my mouth, I think the tops are going to be perfectly fine no matter what. But if the bottom ever levels out, I'll just take the bottoms out. And then I'll figure out a way to keep them in just to eat and then take them out for the rest of the time. Because I don't think it'll bother me personally that much. But holy Hallie, I know exactly. I had a couple of them. Well, they didn't fall out, but I had them breaking all the time. Like I remember biting into a hot dog one time, and this one right here, like of my original teeth, I just bit in, and the whole thing broke in half. I remember biting down, not even realizing that it broke in half, and then I chomped down on the tooth itself, and I looked out. I looked in my, because I was driving. I got the hot dog from Quick Trip, and then I was looked out in the mirror thing, my side mirror, and was just like, what in the world? And it's just, and it wasn't a nice cut. Like it was a razor sharp cut. So once it happened, like every time I touched it with my tooth, because I'd like say words at the front of my teeth, right? And I'd always like scrape against that tooth and cut my tooth. Oh, it sucked. Yeah, that's sad, Shannon. I that's the thing, is I think people treat people without teeth a lot differently, a lot differently. And the girl that I was like good friends with that was in the kitchen that I just talked about earlier, she had really bad teeth. And she used to tell me all the time when I got these and they looked so nice, she was like, "I need to do that. I really need to do that." Because she was talking about how she lost several chances to be promoted because of her. She felt like it was her bad teeth. Because when you go talk to people that are higher up and supervisors and stuff, you can tell where their eyes are. You know what I mean? Like if they're just like refusing to look at you in the face and stuff, it's just you can kind of tell. I don't understand them either, Donna. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get why it costs so much. I think it's just if they can get rich people to pay for that, then they just go ahead and charge everybody else for that too. And if you've noticed, the teeth whitening and dental care has blown up and become like a huge popular thing. So the cost of it's obviously going to go up. It's almost like I was talking to my wife earlier today about different types of foods like lobsters, how they used to be like the spiders of the sea and nobody liked them. And then at some point, Maine decided that they were going to turn it into some luxurious meat and they decided to promote it as this luxury food and stuff. And then suddenly, lobster became this like overpriced thing that, like, there's millions of them in the sea. It only takes like 5 minutes to make. So they used to serve them to prisoners because it was free food and it didn't take long to cook and it was full of protein. So they used to literally just catch them in nets and feed them to prisoners. Nobody wanted them, and then suddenly like they did this whole big push to promote them as like a luxury food, and now lobster's like really really pricey by the pound. uh, Several years later, 100 years later, it's the same thing with like anything, dental health insurance stuff, like, or healthcare, like all that stuff. It's like they do these really big pushes like this is important and it's going to cost you like this, and then it all gets overpriced so people can make more money from it. It just blows my mind. If you look at it at its core, like, well, the medical community, the problem with the medical community is like all this stuff is made by companies who only make those niche products, and so the medical community actually gets charged a ton of money for the equipment that they get. Like a CAT scanner doesn't take that much money to build, and the technology is fairly simple now compared to what it was, and they charge a hospital a ton of money to get a CAT scanner, a ton of money. That's because it's a niche product made by a niche business who has no rivals, and so the hospital has to make up for that cost by charging out the wazoo if you get a CAT scan type of thing. Like, it all goes hand in hand. Greed upon greed upon greed, and we all pay the price for it. I don't know if anybody else had heard about the story of Maine lobsters and how they become overpriced and stuff. It's a good story to know about, and it kind of goes hand in hand with just about anything else. Extractions give the bone waves that need to be grinded away. I don't know what that means. I mean, when you get your teeth pulled, you have all those ridges and stuff that go along where your teeth were, but they level out themselves. They flatten out. I didn't have to have mine grinded. I am planning on eventually getting. I want to get implants in the bottom at the very least, like an implant, like a couple of those steel pieces in the bottom, and get an implant because the bottom ridge is really what everybody worries about because people's bottom ridge flattens out through time. Like, it just depends on how long you've had your teeth pulled out for. So I do eventually wanted to get some sort of an implant system going in the bottoms, and I want to try to see if I can uh, DIY that into the now denture. I think that would be really cool. Like, they say you can't, but if you have a Dremel or a drill or something, you can get the holes punched in where they go. I think you can get it to work. I've had several people ask me if they've got implants, could they get the now dentures and would they work? And it's like they won't really even work if you've broken off all your teeth and all you have is like if they're broken off at the gums, it tends to not work either. So I always just tell people no. If you have the implant uh, brackets and stuff, I don't think it'll work. It's not designed to work with them. You'll have to do a lot of extra work. Shannon Cat says there's a book called Teeth: The Story of Beauty, Inequity, and the Struggle for Oral Health in America that really digs into the economic and sociological Impact of no access to dental health. It's probably pretty good. Ridges is a better word. Mike's just always coming in here with stuff, just saying things. So would rather not go to prison. I don't think anybody would rather go to prison. I don't think there's one person in here who would say I would rather go to prison. You know, I here's the deal. I wish they would make things like lidocaine available for regular people. Because if lidocaine was available for regular people, then I would learn how to do a lot of that stuff on my own. Because you can't do surgical stuff on yourself. Like I did my own tattoos and stuff. I mean, that's a needle going into your skin and stuff, and having the ability to make detailed work. Like I think if I had lidocaine, uh, things would change. I would probably do my own DIY with mirrors and stuff. I cut my own hair with mirrors and all that. Like I would put my own implant things in just to help keep them sturdy. But lidocaine's the main thing you can't get a hold of. Let's see. Apricot Seed said, I wish I could remember the lady's name, but she posted about a company approaching her to do mini implants, and they put 20 little posts that didn't work, and she had all of them removed. I think I seen something about that. Did you just hear that? Was that the ice machine?
Can't hear anything.
Something made a weird buzz sound.
Maybe it's full.
I had no idea. God dang it. This stupid ad. Okay. I had no idea so many people were in need of dentures until I was in the same boat. Yeah, I'm telling you. I agree with you. I didn't realize until I posted that first video. And it got up to 250,000 quick views. And it's one of those things that like it's going to always continue to get more views. Like almost all the videos that are on my channel are going to continuously get more views. I started looking up statistics of how often people lose their teeth and how many people get put into dentures each year. And it's an outrageous amount. Thousands of people every year get dentures. Thousands. For different reasons. And affordable denture was always that catch-all. They built their whole business off of supplying an affordable product to people, because everything else was so overpriced that this here is something, when you first start learning that you're going to lose all of your teeth and you're going to need dentures and stuff, one of the first things that you do is get online and start doing research on it. And there's been so many, I think every year there's just going to be thousands of people going through the same process that all of us went through and all of you guys are going through, which is wild to me. It's just wild. And hopefully, the biggest thing is hopefully these stick around for that long. Who knows? Company could switch hands and go to something else. I think this is a product that's here to stay. I don't know if the brand is here to stay type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to have to be a publicly traded company and have people invest in it to get it to be a continued major company and more than just promote it online. But even if the product itself switches hands to a different company, I don't think this type of product like Easy Denture or Now Denture, I don't think either one of them's ever going anywhere. In fact, I'm hoping they get improved on by other companies. I hope other companies see these products and improves on it. My fear, though, is that what will happen in the future will be more like dentures will double and so will these, because that will still be cheap compared to what dentures will become. You know what I mean? Oh, my computer's starting to slow down. I could tell. That's weird. If it's starting to be glitchy with you guys, let me know. Hear that now? I think that's the ice machine. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading your guys' comments right now. Steve says I hear a lot of mixed about implants, people getting them in other countries. Yeah, I hear a lot of that too. Like especially Mexican implants, people going to Mexico because it's a lot cheaper to get implants, and then having horror stories about it. I've heard so many implant horror stories, especially in my comments from people. That's why I got a lot of comments from people asking if they would work with implants, and unfortunately they don't. But it's from people who have just had complete horror stories from Mexican implants. Donna said veterinarians are more concerned about dogs too. That's so true. Yeah, because a lot of people think their dogs are far more important than other people. It's crazy. Yeah. Who these days has 10 grand to 30 grand? More plus fees, repeated dental visits. I don't. Yeah, and you have to have like 100,000. Like you have to make $100,000 a year just to buy a home now, because the homes cost. You know, you want a 3 bedroom house that's kind of decent. You're gonna pay 120,000. If you want a nice 3 bedroom house, you're gonna pay 220,000. It's just houses have become way expensive, and if you have to make $100,000 just to afford a home, who then has the extra money to afford dental work on top of it? It sucks. A lot of people can't afford homes, let alone trying to get dental work or buying a new car. Buying a new car costs as much as a house used to cost. I remember my mom bought a house for $45,000. There's a lot of basic cars that cost like between $25,000 and $30,000. That's insane to me. Experimental drug allowing humans to regrow their teeth. I've never heard of that. And the teeth only grow where they're supposed to, oddly enough. That's weird. I've never heard of that. Oh yeah, the implant surgery videos scare the hell out of me too. Even though I want them in the bottom, but they go through and they cut it. They cut your gum and then they spread the gum open. You can see the bone. Like you'd have to knock me out. Knock me out. I've seen a bunch of them because I've they have those 24-hour implant places that you can go to and get implants all within 24 hours. It's like, how do you do all that in 24 hours? That's crazy. That'd be crazy if Japan did something like that with like, what are they called? What are those cells called? Those baby cells. I can't think of what they're called now. Can't think of it now. Anyways, I call them baby cells because you can get them from an umbilical cord. What? Two people died through the implant process here? Same guy did them under different name at two clinics in high-end neighborhood area. That's crazy. That if that doesn't scare you even more. Oh yeah, if they come up with a drug that's gonna help you grow your teeth back, us regular folks won't be able to afford it. No, that's gonna be so expensive. America will America will copy the drug. They will run it through the FDA, and the FDA will say we need to charge out the ass for this stuff. If insulin costs as much as it does, then something like that's going to cost even more. Hoping to have available. I've never heard of this. I'm gonna have to look this up after the live. That is crazy. There's even more people talking. What? How have I never heard about this? You guys must do a lot of denture research and fall into this stuff, huh? Tiny house costs 400,000. What? That's wild. You guys must make a lot of money in Washington then. Stem cells. Everybody's yeah, stem cells. That's what I was thinking of. Ew. Brian says he got in a motocross accident. He's actually seen his bottom jawbone. Ew. That's freaky. New F-250 and a truck camper you were gonna push. Yeah, oh yeah. So my truck is 10 years old and I bought it for $24,000. So yeah, brand new probably is 40, $50,000. That's with bells and whistles though. I think you can buy a basic Ford F-150 from where I am in town because I our schools bought a whole bunch of them. I think they're like 30 to 35,000 for basic Ford F-150s. It's crazy though. That's a lot of money. When my mom bought a nice house, a super nice house when I was in high school for $45,000. It's just insane. He says I sincerely think teeth will grow in random places too, but they say they don't somehow. like have have teeth growing out of your fingernails and stuff. That would be, ugh. Or just have one growing out of the side of your head. That's what I was just thinking, Sativa. She said that would make for a crazy horror story. I'm surprised somebody hasn't already made that. There's been a lot of success with stem cells outside of the US, though. Germany has some really good success with sports people. So they've had some really good success with like knee surgeries and back surgeries and stuff. Uh oh. My thing looked like it cut out for a second. I think we're going to call this short of 10 minutes. Well, it's actually short of 30 minutes. Because on my end, my computer's like slowing down like crazy for some reason. And it just cut out on my live thing here. I'm getting a new computer. My computer sucks. I actually was doing a long form video last week. And I had to try to make it like 3 different times because the memory's all basically taken up. And I was saving it to an external hard drive and switching it back and forth, and I lost some of the footage, and then I had to start all over and lost some of the footage again, and it's just my computer's been just crashing and being stupid lately. So I've got another one picked out online that I'm gonna be ordering here soon. um, this thing, it's just gotta last me until then. This computer's old. I've had it forever. But I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm just gonna go ahead and get off of here for the night. That way, it doesn't just crash out. And nobody knows where I'm at because it's probably on the verge of doing that. And then I will see you guys again. Oh, another thing is I think I'm gonna start doing a twice a week live. So there's always going to be the Sundays at 6, and this is dedicated and specifically for people who want to get on and talk about now dentures and come up with ideas with each other and things like that. But I'm going to have another one start. And I know that I've already talked about this before, but it's not going to be like the podcast thing that I had for an idea, but I just want to get on twice a week now instead of once a week. This is the primary live that we'll be doing the giveaways and stuff from. But I'm going to have another one where I'm just going to get on to check in. It's not going to be a 2 hour long session like these ones usually are. It'll probably be more like an hour, just to kind of check in, see how everybody's doing for the week, and if anybody has any quick questions before the weekend. So, and there's a lot of people who can't get on Sundays, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say that they work and they cannot get on Sundays. So I want to just offer a second time where people can get on.
and just kind of work it out. So sometime during the week, I was thinking Tuesday or Wednesday, just kind of a midweek live type of thing. So if you see me randomly come on next week or the week after that, that's what I'm doing. And it might be just a random day. So I want to make sure the Sundays at 6 are here every weekend, but the other one, I'm going to work on it a little bit. So one day I'm going to get on live one day, and then the next week it's not going to be just like a set thing right now until I find the right day where most people are on that need help and stuff, and then we'll kind of stick with that or something because I haven't really decided on a day or anything. So um, it's nice having our new people here today. Appreciate seeing you guys. Um, Hopefully we see you again every Sunday from here on out. And to all of my members again, I appreciate it. And just remember, if you get somebody to become a member, and they can just, like, say if you're a member already and you get somebody to become a member, and they say, "Oh, I'm a member because," tell them to tell me that they're a member because you told them to become a member. Then that will give you an extra entry on the membership $100 giveaway thing. So I forgot I was going to tell you guys that too, because last week or the week before that, the week before that, because I wasn't on last week, but the week before that I was discussing having current members bring people over to become members, and that's gonna be the thing is you'll get some sort of an extra thing on the $100 giveaway deal. Maybe what we can do is the person who brings over the most members gets a little special something. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not something like that. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I've been wanting to do a lot more special stuff with members, and I keep forgetting. I'm pretty much the worst membership channel of all time. But I'm gonna get better at it. I'm gonna get way better at it. So hopefully we can grow that a little bit more. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and have an awesome week. And if you see me pop up live, just come over and join me and say hi. But we'll see you guys later. Let me find this stupid thing here. Where's it at? All right. All right. We'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good one.